Hi everyone, just working on some wet flies at the moment. Basically I'm going to fill a couple of boxes of flies. Mostly, these are going to be wets, obviously, river wet flies. Though they will work in the loss. I've fished them many a time in the loss, and they do catch. But anyway, one of the flies I'm going to be tying is basically a cross between a wet fly and a nymph. I'm using, this is a skin that I have. This here's a Partridge Skin. It's been dyed olive. Now the head area is up here. This bit's come away. Just after dyeing, sometimes it can break because it's quite a thin skin. Now I actually bought this like this. I didn't dye it. Now I'm going to be using, this would be basically the top of the head. So basically they're quite a fine fibre. Sometimes you get a nice wee dark one, and then you get these wee pale ones at the side. I like to use these up, and this is a great pattern for it, and it's a good one for the olives that's coming off. Now I do tie it 2 or 3 sizes. This is a 14, now, and this is basically a competition heavyweight size 14. It's quite a heavy hook, and I like the reason I'm the beginning of the season when I want to sink it a wee bit and without adding weight, just use a heavier hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see the fly. Now you can tie it a couple of ways. I've got, give you an idea, this is just basically what we'd call a soft hackle or a small wet fly. Now you can put a tail on it. Now I'm going to tie one with the tail. So this is one I found. I've actually had fish on this. This is one here, and you can see it's very nymph-like. I've got a grey tail on this one. I do use the longer feathers that's on the skin. Use them up as well. There's lots of things you can do, but it gives impression both the nymph and the wet fly. So it's a great fly. So anyway, I'm going to tie in this size 14. Thread I'm going to be using, I'm just going to use the uni thread, a yellow. Just a nice light colour for the underbody a wee bit, and just in case I get a space. So I'll put a tail on this one just to show you what it's like. I'm going to run my thread down, just remove the waste. Then I'm going to stop, say between, or just slightly by the point of the hook. I'm not going to go all the way to the back. Normally you would wind to the barb. I'm going to just come short of that. We tie in some tail fibres, and this is just, as I say, some of the longer feathers. It's up the side of the skin. They're nice, they've got the right colour, nice and soft as well. So don't be shy with the fibres. Bring out a few. I like to make sure there's enough in, because it gives the impression of the tail, which is a small fan-like tail. So you're looking for a tail length round about the body length, or the fly length anyway. So a couple of turns. Now those couple of turns are just sort of heading down. Now there's basically a kind of 2/3 of a thorax, as I call it, up the top here. So I'm going to trim it there. The body is, this is a dyed yellow. This is a peacock eye, which I've dyed yellow, and I've stripped the fibre away. So what I'm going to do here, but before I tie it in, I'm just going to lightly run my nail through it. Sometimes you'll get these quills are quite sort of round or thick. And this way, this flans it slightly. Now I'm going to pick the best part of this, which is for this fly I need to come up a bit here. So I trim away what I don't need. And I catch at the full length of the body. I'm going to go up, tidying things. I want a slight sort of taper in it, so I'm going to come back down and about halfway or so, and then come back up to this point here. Now to protect the quill, there's 2 or 3 ways you can do it. Now I'm going to wind it onto some super glue. So just lightly wind it up and allow it to stick. Now you want one turn in front of the other. Now I'm not winding it like it was a rib to hold it together. it's being held by the super glue, so just wind it to suit that. So when you get to this point here, just across your thread, just returns, and trim this away. As long as you don't put too much on it, it'll be fine. Then, as I say, I'm going to use, this is off the head, is these small partridge feathers here. You could use the darker one if you want. It's worthwhile tying some with the darker. But I'm going to use the lighter ones. In this case, I'm going to take away the fluff at this point. It's just a small feather. There we are, so that's the feather there. I'm going to basically catch it by the tip with my small hackle pliers, draw back what I need. I'm going to trim and leave at least a mil or so I can tie it on. One turn there, just to meant to wax. Make sure you wax your thread at this point. Put it nice and tight. And then we can wind this on. Now I'm looking at the length. You can have them short, or you can have them long towards the back. I'm actually going to do it short, so I'm going to wind it, draw back or fold back what I want. So I'm doing a turn in front of the other to get to these long fibres. Then I can basically follow up with my thread, put a turn onto the stem. Yeah, I can actually pull these forward, and then just concentrating, maybe just getting your thread turns right in there, nice and tight, and then we can trim these away. We could keep these, but there's not enough there. I don't want the long fibres, so I'm going to trim these out. Now, once we're at the eye, a bit of some dubbing on. Now I'm going to be using some of the Full and Mill. This is the Euro Nymph Flash. This is called the Dark Hare's Ear. As you can see, UV. So bring out some of the dubbing lightly. Now you just dub it on, slide it up. Now don't be shy with to give the impression of like a thorax. Just wind from the eye up. Just hold back your hackle fibres. Don't want to come over them too much, but you want to build up the thorax so you get that nymph shape. Fine with that. As I come forward, just stroke back, anything going forward. Now keeping that tight, you can put a couple of turns in. But before I like to basically put varnish on my thread, and I'm going to let finish now. Basically what you're looking for is that nymph shape. You've got a good colour blend, a good mix of colour. Trim that away, so you're getting best of both worlds. You're getting the wet fly as well as the sort of small nymph. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just going to lift out some of the dubbing all the way around, stroke back, bring out some of the hackle fibre, so basically want to mix it. So there we are, that's it. It's a nice wee sort of nymph type wet fly. As I say, you can tie some, I've got one here, without the tail. Slightly longer hackle a wee bit in that one, but that's a nice one as well. I like fishing both, but this gives you both the nymph and the sort of wet mix, so it works well. It's a great fly, basically anywhere in the cast, go in the point, go in the top even, fishing the wets. Good one at the beginning of the season, and bigger sizes as well. If you're, this is a size 12. So you get the larger size, so a good pattern. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.